everybody. This week I want to give you a whole bunch of entry-level work from home job options and some companies hiring. You're welcome. But I also really want to share with you some entry-level work from home jobs that you can do on flexible time. This is a huge request that I see in my Facebook group, with people on Instagram. I don't know why we keep thinking that working from home is going to solve all our problems when all you're doing is trading one cubicle for another. You're still stuck there all day. So I would love to give you some options that work so that you can go and pick up your kids from school, or you can go work in a different time zone from Bali if you want for a few months, things like that. By the way, if you don't know me, I'm Esther, CEO and founder of the 90-Day VA program. I have helped over 5,000 men and women around the world work from home on flexible time around their families, around their lifestyle, travel, military life, all those different kinds of things. I primarily focus on virtual assistants, but I'm here to help you find the best remote career for you. All right, so let's dig into these different types of jobs. Unfortunately, there's not a ton that you can do that's entry level remotely. And there's ways to fix this though without having to go and get a degree or years of experience. But I'm gonna give you a couple of the options. The first one that I get asked about a lot is data entry. Everyone's like, I just wanna do data entry on my own time and la la la. That just doesn't really exist. There's very few. Sorry, I got interrupted by Lucille. Hello, okay, bye. Go away. Okay, stop, go lay down, Bubba's. I love you, go lay down. But I lick lotion from arm. Fortunately, data entry that you can just do flexibly and it's entry level, and they just don't really exist. And the one jobs that do, it's really hard to find them because they're either full of scams all over online, or they are so impacted by the amount of people that are applying. You're just like a drop in a pond, okay? Is that a saying? Can it be? So I will tell you there is one company that I really like. It's called Simpler Flex, and that one's really cool. You can do tasks on your own time. It's not exactly data entry is my understanding, but it's lots of different kinds of tasks. But I will say there's a very long waiting list. You have to test into it. It doesn't always work out. I don't think the pay is very good, but at least it's an option. The next one that's really entry level is called Transcription. And that is where you listen to something and then you type it out. It could be a doctor saying their notes. It could be someone who's doing a video like this and they want to put the transcription somewhere. You guys are going to get to enjoy my Great Dane Lucille hanging around because she will not be stopped. Stop trying to eat my yogurt. Go away. There's lots of different companies that you can check out to do this. There is rev.com, there's TranscribeMe, CrowdSurf. Some of the things that I dislike about transcription is that you sometimes need special equipment like a foot pedal, a special headset. But the biggest issue I have with transcription is that the pay is really bad. Even when you get really good at transcription, you can do it very quickly. You're gonna max out at $15 US per hour. And that's coming from someone who did transcription. I actually featured her on my podcast. She did it for a really long time. And she said the most I ever made was $15 or $16 per hour, and I was really good and really quick. So consider that. It's also not gonna go anywhere. Like, that's it. There's nothing, like, you just do that. There's no growth, there's no room for advancement, there's no opportunity to make more money, okay? So something to consider with transcription. The other things that you can do that are pretty entry level is just customer service. Everyone's always looking for customer service roles from home. Here's some companies that you can look into. Instant Teams, love them. They are more of like kind of like an agency, but you will be an employee usually, and they match you with companies. It's really cool. Amazing company. It's been fun to watch them grow. Also Hilton, Concentrix, Amazon, of course, and Apple. They are pretty much always hiring customer service, and these are all pretty international as well. I'm not sure about Hilton, but the rest of everything of the companies I've listed have all been international. And then the last option that I like to give people is either teaching English or translation if you speak a different language, or if you're bilingual, I guess is the word. If you speak English, then you can use the app called Cambly, and that is, again, it's really low pay and you can't have like your kids around or anything while you're doing it, but it's a great way to get started. And you can also, if you speak a different language, you should check out Lionbridge. Both of these are open to people pretty much from around the world. Lionbridge is a really cool company because you do translation and they just need people who speak languages literally from everywhere, which I think is so cool. I remember going on there and seeing even languages in like Africa that I hadn't even heard of. Like, this is awesome. So those are both great companies that you can look into. Now, you've already mentioned this a few times. these are the only entry-level jobs there really are online. And as you can see, none of them are particularly flexible. Transcription maybe, because you can do it whenever, and simpler flex as well if you're able to get in. But with transcription, you have to have a very quiet environment and you have to be like at your computer. You can't do it during your kid's soccer game or from the airport when you're about to go to Japan or anything like that. You're pretty much still chained to your desk, and you have to do it during maybe when the kiddo is napping in this instance. So I feel like this isn't really what we imagined when we wanted to work from home, right? When we wanted to make the transition to working from home, everybody was doing it, or you finally had heard about, I've been doing this for 8 years, but you finally were like, oh, this is a real thing, cool. I feel like trading one desk of chains, is what I like to call it, for another desk of chains, where just the location has changed, isn't really what we had in mind. Also, so many of these to me just don't meet the mark because besides the flexible time, you're never gonna be able to make more than 10 to 15 US dollars per hour. I realize that that's a lot for some people who are watching in different countries, and yay, I'm so happy that this is for you. But for a lot of people in North America, it's not. And so it's not even a living wage in most of America. There's also no room for growth, either just because you want to expand your skills and do more, or because you want to make more money. That's it. Like, you will be maxing out in those areas. And then, like I said, you just can't do it around your lifestyle. And I use the mom or travel and example, but also military spouse. I'm a former military spouse, and I get how hard that is. I also know for people who are taking care of someone's health, or they have their own health, whether it's physical or mental health that they're trying to deal with. I've helped people who have disabilities and they're home on disability, and they're able to work flexibly around those kinds of things. And so I would like to put this towards you to imagine the idea of not just trading one desk of chains for another, but actually finding something that you really enjoy to do. There's room for growth. Your pay starts at 20 to 25 per hour, but you have lots of room for growth in a short amount of time. And you don't have to get a degree or go back to school or get a master's degree or anything like that in order to do that growth. And do it flexibly around your lifestyle, whether it's from your RV in a national park or during your daughter's ballet practice. I have definitely worked from the car during my son's soccer when he was 3. I just did 2, but I meant 3. Okay, and this is the reason why I talk so much about virtual assisting. It's because the jobs that everyone's always looking for, that you think you want, are really just not that great. But it's okay to be entry level and move into the virtual assistant world, because people do not care if you have a degree or years of experience. They only care that you know how to do the top skills that people are hiring for remotely. Isn't that great news? That means if you learn the top skills being hired for right now, like, you've got yourself a golden ticket to being in high demand as a virtual assistant. There's millions of businesses and they all want virtual assistants. So if this is something that's more interesting to you, I have lots of other videos on my channel that you can check out about being a virtual assistant. I also have a longer free class. I will link that in the comments. It's my free workshop that goes into details all about how to get started as a virtual assistant, who hires them, what kinds of tasks are in demand right now, and how anybody can get started, no degree or years of experience required. If this was helpful for you, I would love to hear in the comments. I would love if you would share with a friend. I would love if does YouTube do likes? I don't even know. And if you want to chat with me or slide into my DMs, you can connect with me on Instagram at Esther_Inman. See you there.